This question is 6.1, number 9. It's about using the calculator to find the intersection of two lines. So when you use the intersect feature on my graphing calculator, so grab your graphing calculator, I'm going to pull mine up here. And the first thing you want to do is go to the y equals menu. And if you have any previous equations in there, you're going to want to clear them out so that we can enter the two equations here. The first one, y1, is going to be negative 2.53 times x minus 6.49. Hit enter when you write in the first equation in there. And the second equation, y2, will be 1.72x minus 1.73. Hit enter. All right, now you have both of your equations in there. And do make sure that your plots are not turned on. See how my plots are not highlighted at all? If you go up to the plots and hit enter on them, you can see now that this one is turned on. Okay, so that your plot may have been turned on from a previous question, and you want to make sure that they are not currently turned on when you're graphing these two lines, since the plot data is probably from an old problem, and it could give you an error if you don't have any data in there. All right, I'm going to click on the graph button, and hopefully my graph will show up. I'm going to go to the large screen here. So there's one of my lines, and here comes the second line. Good. Now, if your graph doesn't look like this, you may be in a window from a previous problem that is off-center somewhere. So one way to get back to the standard window is to click on the zoom button and choose option 6 for Z standard, zoom standard, to zoom into the standard window. So let's click on option 6 right here. And you'll see that I already was in the standard window, but if you were not, this will bring it back home to the standard window. Also, if when you click on graph and you have an error, you could be in a window from a previous problem, so Zoom Standard might fix that error. Okay. Now I want to find this intersection. Okay. So to calculate this intersection, I want to calculate something. So you see this calc right there above the trace key. It's in blue, so hit your second key, then the trace key to actually get into the calculate menu. It says calculate up here on the top. And we want an intersection, which is option 5. I'm going to click on option 5 for intersection. Now it's going to ask me a couple of questions. First curve. First curve, you look at the top right here, it's giving you a curve. Is this your first equation? Yes, so you're going to hit enter. Second curve, is this your second equation? Yes, so hit enter. Now, those two don't really matter if you don't only have two equations right here. It'll automatically select the first and second equation. It will matter if you have 3 or more equations graphed at the same time. Then you really need to pay attention to which one you're looking at in the first curve and second curve. If there's just 2, it's going to automatically select them, so you can just hit enter and enter. Now guess. Okay. Now this really matters when you have something that's going to have a curve to it, like a quadratic that you'll see in one of the later chapters. Since these are straight lines, there's only one intersection to them, so there's only one point for it to find. If you had a different kind of function, there might be 2 intersections, and so you need to get closer to one than the other. So let's just get our blinking cursor closer to the intersection, and we're going to hit enter. Note, this is not the actual intersection. We've just gotten closer to it to give our calculator an easier time solving. And when we hit enter, then it pops up and says that the intersection is negative 1.12, comma, negative 3.6564. Let's go ahead and type that in. Okay, so the ordered pair, I need to use nearest hundredth. So that was negative 1.12. I forgot already. It's negative 1.12, comma, and the y value, negative 3.656, so I better round that up to negative 3.66. Let's enter that. Negative 3.66, and let's check. There we go. All right. So again, a couple of things that can help you if you're having errors or calculator issues is to, first of all, in your y equals menu, make sure that your plots are not turned on and there's nothing in any of the other equations that you're not using. And make sure that you zoom to a standard window to start. You may need to change the window later if your equations don't show up in the standard window, but a standard window can help you get a basis for the equations. Okay, and after that, they should graph just fine. Once they're graphed, to get the intersection point, instead of using the trace and guessing, you want to use second calculate and choose option 5 to find the exact intersection. Option 5 and enter, enter, enter will give us the intersection, the two values in that ordered pair. All right, give that a try.